welcome back to my channel, and as you can see here, I'm not alone, and I'm really thankful for this opportunity to be able to discuss, I guess, like really important topics to me on my channel moving forward. So we're here for a mask time episode, and we're talking about quarter life crisis topics. So you can probably see in the title, maybe don't take it that seriously, disclaimer here, it's not going to be like super dramatic. I mean, the word crisis is quite crazy, but it's not really so much that. It's just, talking about how we are in our lives and where we are at the moment. So yeah, we're just gonna apply our mask and drink some tea.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
I'm Roseanne, nice to meet you guys. And yeah, so I'm excited to be with Trisha on her channel. And yeah, I'm excited to wear a mask and talk about these things. So yay!
Yeah, maybe just to start off with,
So what are you using?
so I'll be using the Paula's Choice Pore Clarifying Charcoal Gel Mask. Yeah, I heard it's pretty good for oily skin. What mask are you using?
Okay, I'm using Monday Pore Clean Clay Mask. So they're actually like 4 different ones, I think. And I really like this chamomile one. And I wear that as my overnight mask. So sometimes, I guess if you need to clean your pores out, you would use the Pore Clean clay mask. It's kind of green.
So for myself, how I define quarter life crisis is not so much in the vein of it being a very dramatic moment. Like I mentioned, it's something that whether you are in your 20s to 30s or 30s to 40s, you will probably be going through, and probably something that I am facing now more so because I'm thinking about settling down. And Roseanne, she'll share a little bit later that where she is currently, and you'll probably see it across the screen. For me primarily, it's all about really in the space of religion. I'm gonna get like a little bit personal, but I just recently went for like marriage counseling.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I mean it's great, but I mean I'm like,
Are you engaged?
no.
Oh,
So that's the thing, like I think a lot of people, or at least the pastors in my church, the things that I'm facing in my relationship now, I felt like it's important to deal with it a little bit early, because I feel like it's kind of, not say backfiring, but it just is very getting bad, like with the circumstances. So it's just kind of that transitional phase that we're going to be talking about. So yeah, what does quarter life crisis mean to you?
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a loaded question.
Okay, so I think quarter life crisis is like 25 and above, right? So it's quarter of your life is 25. Okay, so normally people would be, I guess, like there's no norms, right? There's no normally this would happen. But what I'm facing in my life now is I'm engaged and I'm going to get married, right? And I guess when you're going into marriage, it's difficult, first of all, because of finances, right? You have to pay for the wedding, and then you got to pay for the furniture to move into your house, and then you have to afford the down payment for that. So there's a lot of money involved with getting married. And I think when you're also getting married, you have to know your partner very well, because she's going to be the partner for the rest of your life. And it is really, really important to make sure you're making the right decision before you get settled down, because technically I don't think divorce should be an option at all. It's just, I mean, you might as well.
Exactly. Why do it in the first place?
You might as well not. But I think those are the things that I'm going through right now.
Next question is kind of, what are your main pain points in your life now, sort of in this transitional phase?
What do you count as pain points?
So basically I put down a few things like marriage, family, financial, religion, relationship, friendships, career, etc. So maybe just to get it rolling, probably for me it's a little bit about, I guess now it's really about relationships, and I think just slightly before this was a lot about friendships, because I did go overseas to study, and that kind of like, I left a lot of friends at that point who didn't really know I was leaving, so I didn't tell them, so it's kind of mean. But it's a bit difficult, because I think with friendship it was like I always assume, like the closer you are with people, they would probably stick around no matter what phase of life you're at, but I guess it isn't the case. But also for me now it's more so relationships, because like I mentioned, I'm thinking about settling down, getting married, and also like bringing in a family, and thinking about marriage in that aspect scares me. And for some reason I can't deal with it on my own. So which is why because of that pain point, it led me to kind of seek help or guidance with the church. So
my pain points would be I would say financial, because I'm so used to making my own money and being able to do what I want with it.
Yeah.
Now when you settle down with someone, you have to do it, you have to decide together.
Yeah.
And I think because of what I do, I don't have any employees or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I just work really hard for everything, but I'm able to decide, you know, where if I want to go to USS today, I can do that, you know, like I have that freedom. But when I'm married, I will have to check with Jacob if we have enough finances for that.
Yeah.
And I think we have differences in like desire to spend, definitely. And I do feel now, sometimes I feel like I have to stop myself from the way I was back then. So as you would know, right? Marriage is like you throw away your old self and join with your new partner.
Yeah.
So these things you have to discuss with your partner, like the whole change, right? Isn't it? Because look at my room, right? I have like all this makeup and stuff like that. It's like my old life, and when I move into my new house, you know, I can carry on the life that I had, but there will definitely be changes and lifestyle changes. And if you're not prepared for that, or if you don't know about that, then it can be very difficult and straining on couples.
It's true, especially like the day-to-day piling up of those issues will cause like a major blow sometime down the road. So maybe I can just ask a little bit more, since like to me where you are in your life sort of, I wouldn't say it's similar, but you've kind of moved ahead to a place where I think probably it's more looking to life after marriage in a sense. Yeah, and for me, I'm kind of working myself to that point of, you know, that commitment of marriage, that covenant and everything. So yeah, if you don't mind me asking, sort of before you guys like kind of reach that point of yes, we're gonna get married, and it's sort of a happy thing to think about. Were there other struggles that made it difficult to reach that point?
Definitely there is. I think just like you, we had this point where last year where we did take a break actually, and it was I think looking back on it, number one, it was for a small thing. I think if I behaved, looking back on it, if I behaved a bit better, I think we wouldn't have needed to take a break.
Okay.
Secondly, because of that time, we realized a lot. I mean, I did about, you know, because I was working a lot. Yeah. I think like when you work a lot and you run your own business, it's very easy to constantly think about it. Like constantly think about it after work,
That's true.
off days, Saturday, Sunday. So I think I definitely took Jacob for granted during that time, and he knows all of this. And looking back on it, there are a lot of other things that I think I needed to change, and for him to express that vocally, instead of like shutting down,
or keeping it to himself.
Yeah. And during that time, it was really, really difficult because I've been with Jacob for like 5 over years, and I remember like, you know, my church got involved and everything like that. My pastor got involved. And
were you in the same church?
Yeah, I'm in the same church now. Yeah, we're in the same church.
Okay.
And then like, I remember God gave me this like verse, and I forgot what verse it was. I was praying, and then I was like, you know, I was sad, and then I told God to give me like you know, something, you know, and normally you shouldn't do this, but you flip it open and then that one.
I do that too.
Yeah. So okay, this time I wanted to do it because I was like, you know, like I didn't really know what to do, right? So I did, and I forgot what exactly it was, unfortunately, but
it convicted you.
Yeah, it convicted me, and it was about how it was so like pinpoint though. It was really so scary because I literally opened it and it was there. And it said now there's like there's a lot of thorns
Yeah.
and like bad things,
Yeah.
and then God will like wash it all clean,
Yeah.
and then new things will grow.
That's beautiful.
So God really helped me like in this. So
more through that period, it sort of got you to a place.
Yeah, and that period got us to a place of like, hey, I think Jacob was really scared to settle down too, because there's a lot of finances, and he feels sometimes overwhelmed by the financial commitments that, I mean, I'm sure everyone does.
Yeah.
And so, it helped us get to a point of like understanding each other more.
Yeah.
And because of that understanding, you were able to get to this point.
Yeah. For myself, at least, I think about the financial strain and all that. I mean, I think I'm in the heart of that episode, like something similar to what you mentioned. I mean, me and my boyfriend Zahao, we're having a bit of a struggle with coming to terms with what living together and marriage means, but it was all triggered because we kind of wanted to BTO. Yeah, like the whole process is it's not the most stressful thing, but I think from my upbringing and my perspective and all the other things that marriage means and living together means made it, for me it was really clear, but you can imagine from a non-Christian's perspective, it's going to be like, it's just choosing a place, you know what I mean? And you're not going to get it for another 5 years. But for me, it mattered a lot that, we are in the right place before we did it, because I'm not going to be just discussing about numbers. I mean, it is one of the main things, but it's not so much like it's only about numbers. I mean, I quite frankly, I think about housing of my own simply for my children in the future. So, I mean, if I could still stay with my parents while being married with no kids, then why wouldn't I, right? So it's a lot about that. So I think everything just kind of triggered with that one process of wanting to just BTO for a certain area. So I just think it's like similar to what you said about the going on a break and stuff like that. I'm not sure why. Do you think it's a female thing? But for me, I also just immediately went to that space of like I've said all I wanted to say, and just because we weren't seeing eye to eye, I was just like, I can't deal with it. I really can't deal with it, and probably we just need space to ourselves. It's not like a change of heart. Like, we still love each other and we still care for each other, but it's sort of in that space of it's just so overwhelming, and a pain, and the difficulty in that transition is that the maturity isn't there. And yeah, I kind of struggle to find resources aside from like maybe marriage counseling and that kind of thing. Yeah, so have you had any experiences with is it surrounding yourself with friends or people with experience, or is it somewhat like you have to seek out the Bible, or like
I was really thankful to my pastor for talking it through. He didn't tell us what to do.
Yeah.
He sat us down and like tried to have a discussion about what was happening and like how each other felt, and like just facilitating a conversation. And that really helped, I think, because it helped like just kind of clear up things that you think that you could be going through, or you think that he thinks this way, but it might not be true. I don't know your situation fully, but I can say like I feel like taking a break was not a good idea. Like a lot of people, I would say, go on breaks. And I don't think it helps. Because you're not talking to each other.
It's true.
The space is a lie. Seriously. I really think it is. And Jacob kept wanting to go on a break. Like, he wanted to have more space, and I'm like, this is not solving anything by having space. In fact, most of the time when you take a break, you break up, because you're not there to talk about anything, and the space actually lies to you and like tries to put thoughts in your head to convince you.
That's true.
Like that this is not right, and like things like that. So it just I don't think in the future I would ever go on a break again.
Agreed.
And like we recently had like another conversation, but I can't tell you guys what it was about. But I think like this time I was like, it wasn't as serious as last year, but it was a thing.
Yeah.
That lasted like a day.
But a long day.
Yeah, but this time I was like, no, we need to meet and we need to talk properly.
Yeah.
And really talk about it.
Okay, so yeah, I think we've touched on a lot of things, and actually probably had more that we wanted to discuss, but probably just as an introduction to this quarter life ISIS sort of talk. Yeah, thank you for being here and being so
Thanks.
open and honest, which is very rare to find. And yeah, I guess we'll wash our masks off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll
It's very dry now. My face.
Alright, so yeah, thanks for joining me, and follow her with all her socials, links below, as well as her channel. It's honestly a masterpiece. And it's very inspirational. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.